I need
this
a
video
weapon.
takes a look at Halo Flashpoint Spartan Edition from Mantic Games. Hi, welcome to Games Web. My name's Mark, and in this video I'm going to be taking a quick look through the Spartan Edition of Halo Flashpoint from Mantic Games. I've already had a quick look through at the Recon Edition. This is going to be slightly shorter video, just showing the differences and the brand new stuff that's in it. Okay, so right off the bat, this is due, it's just been released in the States. It came out on the 15th of November. It's due to released in the UK on the 30th of November. And as I speak, today is the 18th of November 2024. Right, I'm going to do a quick side-by-side, very, very quick, because I don't have much space here. But Spartan Edition, as you can see, the box is the same width, but not the same height and breadth. So if I can actually pick this up, because it's really, really heavy to do with one hand. Right. So there's the side on of the Recon Edition, and that's the side on of the Spartan Edition. As you can see, much bigger. So there's a lot of stuff in this one. Right. Okay, so let's just crack on. Right, so Spartan Edition of Halo Flashpoint. It comes with a lot of new bells and whistles and stuff like that. No real change in the gameplay or anything like that. Includes Master Chief, because this is one of the pre-orders. Okay, so let's have a look what we get on the back. Exactly the same, with the exception of, if you just bear me a second, because I'm pulling my backdrop part here. Right, we get some brand new miniatures, which weren't featured in the Recon Edition. We also get, for the very first time, elites, which is fantastic. So not going to mess about any longer. Been waiting for this game for a long, long time. This went on pre-order at the beginning of the year, and it's finally here. So let's have a look. I actually got my copy on got this on Friday, but I've not had a chance to open it or do anything with it, because I've been pretty busy with other things like running games of Flashpoint yesterday at a very nice event in Kirkcaldy here in Scotland, which was great. So let me just try and open this as best as possible without making a pig's ear out of it. There we go. Right, so if we look on the side of the box, we can have a see at what we get roughly on the top here. Right. Okay, so we have some all new miniatures with Needler and what's it called? There's a Needler, there's a plasma rifle, there's a fusion rifle, and there's another weapon which I can't remember the name of, but we'll have a look at them when we get them. Right, so as I say in my review of this, it's pretty packed full. I mean, it's very heavy. Once I get the lid off, we'll start. Ugh, God, it's so tight. Right, so much like its smaller brethren, we get our Dead Zone and Kings of War leaflet. We get our assembly instruction guide, which is exactly the same as the one that we get in the Flashpoint, the Flashpoint Recon Edition. We got our Recon Edition rulebook, which is exactly the same as far as I'm aware. I don't think there's any difference at all in this whatsoever. Someone did post an unboxing of this a few days ago that had a picture that I hadn't seen before, but it could have just been, yeah, it's exactly the same. So it's a 47 page, yeah, 47 pages, exactly the same. So I've gone into depth in my written review of this anyway. We get our double-sided paper mat, which we'll have a quick look at. So one side is the UNSC mat, and on the other side is this quick tutorial mat, which I am now getting a bit sick of seeing because I've used it so many times. But that's for your introductory games. Then we get something that's brand new. We get this, which is the deluxe edition cardstock mat. So it falls up to the same size, a 3x3. We get this really nice design on one side, and then on the other side, because it's double-sided, it opens up and we get the just turn it around so you can see the other side of that way. We get the battle mat that we're used to, which is great. Right, so I'll put that on. We get our card buildings and tokens, which we've had a look at. The only difference really being that we also get a much larger building as well here. Right, so I'm not going to bother opening these just yet because I don't really need to. The only difference is there's a couple of buildings and a walkway. That's all that we need to check. So let's have a look what else we get. Okay, so we get this really neat inner layer, which is ideal. If I can just open it up for storing your miniatures. And we'll come on to this guy in a minute, but first of all we get 2 plastic flags. In fact, I can actually start zooming in a little bit now, I guess. Yeah, so we get 2 plastic flags for capture the flag, both identical, which are great. They've got a little recess on the bottom so you could easily magnetize them. To go with those, we also get 2 bags of battlefield terrain accessories. Now, there was a bit of contention on what these were. Not many people were sure. So I contacted Ronnie, Mr. Mantic himself, Ronnie Renton, and Ronnie confirmed that these are to actually use for supply drops and stuff like that. And also, it's dead easy if you put a magnet on the inside of that. You can just pop that on top of the... Absolutely brilliant. So we get 1, 2, should be 8 of these, I think. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, as predicted. And there should be 4 of the bigger ones, which are spawn points, as far as I'm aware. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, the 4 of the spawn points. Like that. And they've got the UNSC logo on them. They're going to be great on the battlefield. And then finally, we get some ammo crates. There's 4 ammo crates which you can just use to dot around your battlefield as terrain accessories. Then we get something which is really cool, and I actually made one myself, but I'm going to be using this one instead. We get the oddball. Great stuff. I was actually building one of those. No, I don't have to. We've got an oddball though, and I think it looks like it's been made based on Halo 3 by the looks of things, but I'm not exactly sure. First of our new miniatures, and the limited edition to this set is, of course, the Master Chief. Now, single piece model, absolutely excellent detail on him. He's got a textured base. He's the first of the models with a textured base. Got his power sword, and he's a big, beefy, chunky guy. Awesome. We'll come back to Master Chief in a moment. Right, so now we get to the rest of our game. Right, if you just bear with me a second, I'm just going to take a seat. Okie dokie, right, so camera's recentered. We now get our meat and 2 veg, as they say. We get another tray at the bottom with this excellent cutaways for you to put your miniatures in. So you don't really need to go out and buy a carry case to put your models in, because they're all going to be in nice and secure in your cases. Right, okay, so we'll look at the models in a second. We get our cards with our Spartans, and of course, as you can probably see there, we'll just cover those up for a moment, our elites, and we also get the Master Chief's card, which again we'll look at in a moment. We get 20 weapon cards for the drop weapons. We get 6 white D8s and 6 black d8s, and we get not 1, not 2, not 3, not 6, but 8 command dice in this beautiful pearlesque design. These are pretty special, actually. They're pretty nice. I do like the blue and white of the old ones, but these are much better. And that's quite a nice touch. I was really glad when we saw those appear over the past week, when people have been starting leaking videos and what have you, because obviously it came out in the States before it came out in the UK. Okay, so we have our Zvezdas in blue and red plastic. Just got to pop them in there. We have our Spartans, again in blue and red plastic, which are from the normal edition. We've got our Brawlers in blue and red. Obviously they're all in blue and red, as you can see, unless you're colourblind. But they're all in blue and red. And then after that we have our Deadeyes. So they're the 8 miniatures that you get in the basic game. Now we've got brand new miniatures to join them. We've got one with a you'll have to forgive me, I'm not sure which figures these are, but we've got a Spartan here that's got a needler. Obviously we've got 2 of them. We've got them in red and blue, and as you can see, the detail on the needlers are fantastic. You can see all the little vines on the top. Then we've got which I think is a fusion rifle. I could be wrong, but I think it's the fusion rifle or the focus rifle. And then we have got the plasma rifle. Plasma carbine. Which I don't really like that. I think that's the weakest pose of all the models. Don't like that one. And then we've got the focus rifle, I think is the last one. I think that's the focus rifle. So that's 8 more models, and they've all got Covenant weapons. So that gives you a grand total of 16, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 models. And then finally we have our elites. So these are side by side. These guys are pretty big. That one's going to need a little bit of attention, I think, because it looks a little bit warped. But these guys are pretty big. You know, we'll get a little close-up of him. As you can see, very well detailed. The animation on them is fantastic. Because of the way their legs are, if these guys were stood upright, they'd be massive. And they're meant to be about 8 feet tall in the game. Between 8 and 10 feet tall, I think. Brilliant. Love this attention to detail, especially on this one. This is one of my favourites. So that's the needler. Then we've got one with a plasma carbine. I think it is. I'm not exactly sure, but we'll have a look at those on the cards. The cards tells us which they are. Then one of my other favourite weapons, the plasma rifle. Great detail. Really looking forward to painting these guys up. And then finally, just to go toe to toe with the Master Chief, we have the guy with the plasma sword. Now I've seen a few people have been painting these in whites and golds and silvers and purples, so I think I might actually paint this guy up as like a I don't know what's the word, I can't remember what they're called. He's not a zealot, but I think he's in gold armour. Just comparing him next to the Master Chief, he's actually more or less the same size as the Master Chief. I don't know if it's going to focus on that properly, but you can see the model's in a crouch position, and he's even in a crouch position, he's more or less the same size as the Master Chief. If I put the Master Chief next to this guy. This guy's a lot bigger, as you can see. Okay. Right, we'll pop him back and pop him in there. Right. Okay, so I'm going to reset the camera, and then we'll have a look at the cards, and I'll give you my overall thoughts. I shall be right back. Okay, right, so let's have a quick look at the cards. So we've got our regular Spartan here. Obviously there's going to be 2 of this card. Usual guy, 4s across the board. Very, very good Mark 7. Tactician 1. We've got 2 of those, and then to go with him, we've got the Brawler, the Zvezda, and the Deadeye, all taken from the original core box. And then we have got the Spartan Mark 4 that's got a new weapon. Okay, so the stats stay exactly the same. The stats don't change. It's 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 4, 2, 4. Right, so the stats don't change on this guy. The thing that does change, however, is range weapon to match the range weapon of the new model. So this guy's got a plasma carbine. It's got a range of 4, which is exactly the same as the assault rifle. It's got an AP of 1, which is great, because anything that's got an AP on it is always really welcomed. ESD of 1, so the electronics shield disruptor of 1, and it's got a weight of fire of 1. So it doesn't pin the same way as the assault rifle does, but is pretty good value for money. And we get 2 of those, 1 for each of the new models. Spartan Brawler, instead of having the Bulldog, this guy has got a Needler. Now, there's been a lot of talk about in the community about the Needler, how it should be changed, and to be honest, I agree, because Needlers in the game are pretty lethal. It's got a range of 3, which is not very far. Lethal 1, rapid fire, weight of fire 1. Right, so it's missing a keyword there, and the keyword it's missing is explosive, because you shoot enough of these into somebody and they explode. It's been going on since Halo 1, so why that's been missed, I don't know. And I don't think that rapid fire, I don't know, it should pin, but this thing should have a rule for shooting around corners, because it just hones in on body heat. So it probably, you know, like line of sight is not blocked by terrain. On this, I would actually say it'd be a much better description. So that's the Brawler. Then we have a Zvezda, who has got a cinder shot. Right. Sorry, that's the long weapon. I thought it was a focus rifle. Range 4, so it's not as long as his range 6 weapon. ESD 1, grenade, implosion 5, and lethal 1. Now, implosion is a strange skill. It basically, I think the wording on implosion needs to be clarified a little bit more. Obviously, because the game is going to be constantly evolving, no pun intended, I think we'll find changes going on. Right, so basically, it drags things away. Instead of throwing things away from a detonation like an explosion, it drags them towards it. So after rolling to hit with an implosion weapon, using explosive or grenade keyword, it's a 4 dice test for the strength of the attack. No modifiers or rerolls allowed. For example, an implosion 5 weapon would roll 5 dice for the test. Models in the target cube must make a 3 dice survive test. Shooter rolls once for the attack, then each model in the cube must roll separately for the survive test. A draw or more successes, the attack fails to cause any damage. Implosion or more successes, the difference in number of successes of the damage hits caused. Refer to damage on page 20. Right, so I don't really like that. I think it could have been worded slightly better. This isn't a negative comment, I just think it could have been worded slightly better, or we could have done with a different thing other than implosion. So we get 2 of those, and again they've all got energy shield 2, and they got the basic things like scout and tactician and fast transition, which we come on to with the Spartan Deli. And he's got a stalker rifle, which has range 6, AP 1 and sniper scope. So that's the one that I thought was the plasma carbine, I think. Okay, so we've got 2 of those, and then we come on to our Senghili. So Senghili mercenaries, we have they've all got the same stats more or less. So they've got energy shield 3 and evade. Evade is a very, very good skill. Evade makes these guys totally unpredictable and helps with their armor rating only being 1 and only having 3 hit points. As you can also see here, we have the faction icon. So we've got the UNSC and we've got the Senghili action. I think this actually might be a mercenary faction because it's not going to be the Banish, because I think the Banish is a fist. I'm not exactly sure. Okay, so let's go to the top. So keywords: Senghili mercenary, energy shield 3, evade. Evade is I'll just give you a quick definition of what evade does, because it's quite a good skill. Reading from the Gospel according to Mantic Games. Some soldiers are skilled at jinking and jumping and rolling out of the way of incoming fire and using the opportunity to progress across the arena. When an unpinned model with the evade keyword is a subject of a shoot action but is not killed or pinned or subject to any forced movement, it may then make an immediate 1 cube advance action. This may trigger an assault action as normal. So you get shot at, you roll out the way, and you can just go and attack your opponent. Gives you an extra attack if you can move into their cube. Okay, right. So speed 2-3, which is about par for these guys. I would have liked them to have been a little faster because they are quite fast in the game. But that said, I think we're going to see things like when they eventually come out, like the jackals will be faster and the grunts will be slower, what have you. Ranged attack of 4+, fight of 4+, and a save of 4+, which basically puts them on par with the Zvezda. Armor rating 1 and HP of 3. Game cuts down. Doesn't make them as tough as we'd hoped they were. And close combat, he's got an energy sword, which is exactly the same as the energy sword from the weapons pack. So it's got a range of CC 3, AP, ESD 2, lethal 1, and then on a ranged attack of it, it's got a range of 1, AP 3, ESD 1, and lunge. So exactly the same. And the plasma grenade is range 3, AP 2, frag 4, grenade, lethal 1, 1 use, and sticky, which again, pretty good. And we get the next mercenary. The stats are exactly the same. The stats don't change. He just doesn't have the power, the energy sword. So he's got energy daggers as his close combat, range 1, sorry, CC range, AP 1, and smash 1. Don't exactly know what smash is because I've not actually used it in the game so far. But I think, where are we? Smash is model with a keyword smash gains a plus dice when performing a fight test. So he gets an extra die when attacking with that. It doesn't have any ESD to actually take down shields, but it doesn't matter. Then we've got the Needler, which is exactly the same as the Needler that I read out a little while ago, and the Plasma Grenade, which is the same again. Then we've got the guy who's got the Plasma Rifle. It's got range 4, AP 1, continuous fire, ESD 1, and long and rapid fire. So the rapid fire I can understand, the continuous fire I can understand, and the ESD I can understand. Long, I'm not exactly sure. I don't understand why it's got long. But we'll come to see where that one goes to play it. And then Mercenary with the Pulse Carbine. It's got ESD 1 and Weight of Fire 1, which is the same as the one for the Spartans. Then we get the Spartans Special Order, which is Snapshot, which is exactly the same as in the game, and the Sangili Mercenary Special Order, which is reinforcements incoming. After an activation by either player, the Special Order command die result may be spent to remove the activation token from a friendly Sangili Mercenary that is off the board due to being killed and not yet respawned. This means that the controlling player can and must take take a turn to activate the model before the end of the current round. Right. Not exactly sure how it's going to work. I'll have to see that in action, and I have to read through it a few times. And then on the back of it, we've got a picture of one of our guys. Also on the back of all these, they've all got like the mercenaries have all got details, which is the same on the back of all the mercenaries. Got an item card, and on the back of the item card is the command dice and actions, which is exactly the same as we get in the game as normal. And then we'll have a quick look at the these cards. I think it's just going to be the same cards that we get in the basic game, but more of them, because there's 20. So I think it's just going to be exactly the same. So we've got, yeah, battle rifle, sniper rifle, gravity hammer, spanker, hydra, energy sword, covenant carbine, focus rifle, fuel rod gun, and shot rifle. So they're exactly the same cards that we get in the Spartan edition, the Recon edition of the game. Put those to one side as well. And then finally, we have our big boy himself, the big chap, big lad, good old John 177, Master Chief, or the Master Chef, as my son likes to call him. Okay, so we've got the blurb on the back about the chief, and then we've got his card. So we'll have a look at his card. He's a legend. Now, because he's a legend, he takes up 2 parts of your force. Not 1, 2. So if you field him, you need to take out 2 Spartans of your team. So you're only going to be playing with 3 guys altogether, or is it 2? Well, anyway, he's I can't count. I can't do basic math right now. Okay, so he's a Spartan. He's a legend. So he's got the word legend on his card. Little bit like legends in Dead Zone. You can only ever take 1 name legend. You can't take more than 1. Okay, so he's got energy shield 3, which is the same as one of the elites. He's got stoic, which means that he can never be pinned, but he can't kneel or crouch. And he's got tactician 3. So tactician 3. Let that sink in, because if you played the game, you'll understand that tactician 3 is a really, really good skill to have. And then he's pretty regular across the board. Apart from that, he's got speed of 2-3, a ranged attack, a fight attack, and a save of 3+. He's got the best save in the game that we've seen so far. I think his save is higher than all of the other characters. Yeah, he's got the highest save in the game so far. He's got a save of 3+. He's got 2 armor, and he's got 5 hit points instead of 3 or 4, because 4 is the basics, and then all the Sangili seem to have 4 or 3. Okay, his weapon is an energy sword, right, which basically does the exact same as the energy sword that you can pick up in the core game, and the one that the Spartan or the Sangili is armed with. So no specialty about the sword. It's CC AP3, ESD2, lethal 1, or the ranged version is range 1, AP3, ESD1, lunge, and it's close combat. So that's not really where the Master Chief comes into his own. And on the back we've got his blurb. Spartan legend John 117, often simply known by his rank, Master Chief, combines the advanced combat abilities of the Spartan 2 program with terrific tactical acumen, and a fierce courage to defend humanity. Right, so we'll leave the rest of that so you can read that when it comes around, or you can just pause the video there. Okay, and of course we get a nice little card with Master Chief on, with a special order. So he has his own special order, which is pretty much a groundbreaker, a game breaker if you play him. Right, so one-man army. To represent the extraordinary abilities of the Master Chief, at the start of the Master Chief's activation, you may use a special order result to allow you to use any number of advanced, fight, shoot command dice during that activation. The Master Chief may also use snapshot ability special order. The Master Chief may be taken in place of 2 other Spartans when drafting your Spartan fire team. Okay, so I'll read that again. To represent his extraordinary abilities, you, at the start of your activation, you may use a special order result to activation. You may use a special order result to allow the use of any number of advance, fight, or shoot command dice. So you normally get for your you start off with 2 dice for your command dice. You get 1 for tactician, so that gives you 3 command dice. If you're fielding Master Chief, you're going to get 5 to start off with. If you're fielding Master Chief and 2 of the Spartan 7s, you're going to get 7 command dice, which then Master Chief could, in theory, use all 7 command dice. Pretty nasty. He is a one-man army, and obviously that's a special rule. But like anything, he can be killed, and judging by some of the games that we've had recently, it could happen quite easily. Right, okay, so let me just set things up again, and I'll be back with my final thoughts. Okay, right, so final thoughts. That's about all I really need to say, actually. Flashpoint's an awesome game, and anything added to it is going to make it much better. I've done quite a lot of demos of this since September, when I did demos at Tabletop Scotland. In fact, I was doing demos of this yesterday, and everybody who's played it, I've really enjoyed it. And I've played it with people who've never played miniature games before, and they really enjoyed the game. Ronnie, really onto a winner here, mate. This is going to do very, very well. As everybody already knows, it's already sold out. I'm at a loss for words, really. Quality's brilliant, gameplay's fantastic. The only thing I could change most likely would be a couple of stats on the weapons, like the needler, and I think that Master Chief may be broken. But then again, Master Chief's broken in the game, so you know, it's just one of those things. We'll have to see. Adding things like the oddball, genius, absolute touch of genius. I'm really glad that that has happened. If I can find a way to magnetize that and magnetize the bases, I'm going to do that so it sticks to the base. Adding the flags on the spawn points, great idea. Can't wait to see the new terrain when that comes out next year. Overall, big thumbs up from me. In fact, 2 thumbs up. You know, I really enjoyed it, and looking forward to going much deeper into this. Only thing that Master Chief needs is a weapon, because you know, it comes with the energy sword. We could do with a Master Chief with the SMGs, or a Master Chief, you know, dual wielding, but I can imagine that'll be coming down the line at some point, or maybe with the assault rifle or what have you. Okay, so that's about it from me. That's a quick look, which it was hoped to be a quick look. It's actually turned out as long as the other video. Quick look at Halo Flashpoint. Check out my look at the Recon Edition, which goes more into the depth of the rules, and I've got my full written review of both games, which will be up on Gamers Web very shortly. I've almost finished it now, because it's been taking a long while for me to write it. No matter where you are in the world, folks, please stay safe, look after yourself. I know it's uncertain times at the moment with all that's going on in the world, but look after yourself. And I said this the other day in another video with a friend of mine, Roland. Introduce a friend to gaming. You'll never regret it, because you'll always have somebody else to game with. As always, I've been Mark. Thank you for tuning in, and catch you soon. Bye.